There's nothing more American than PBS. It's a safe place where kids learn and grow, and where grown-ups are informed, entertained, and inspired. PBS is one of America's greatest resources for 50 years strong, and PBS needs your help to keep going for another 50.
We will have done a great service
for our future. Visit Protect My Public Media to learn more, because there's nothing more American than PBS.
California is home to the nation's largest homeless population, many of whom live in encampments, one of the most visible symptoms of the state's dual housing and homelessness crises. Governor Gavin Newsom, whose administration has spent more than $20 billion on housing and other programs, recently urged cities and counties to pass laws that effectively ban, quote, dangerous and unhealthy encampments. While some welcomed the move, as Stephanie Sy reports, others worry about the health impacts on the state's homeless population.
Tucked between a freeway and a waste processing plant in southeast Los Angeles is a community. What may look like things discarded are people's precious belongings.
Everything's ready to go, right?
On a recent morning, outreach workers turn up. Jackie Herrera and David Mendez are moving. The couple can only bring what they can fit into these plastic bags, plus their bikes. They gaze out the window nervously as they're transported to their next stop.
The criteria is, are you here and are you experiencing homelessness and are you willing to come inside?
Carter Hughley is a senior manager at LA County's Homeless Initiative, which runs the Pathway Home program.
You guys will be living together, your own place.
Today was weeks in the making. Herrera and Mendez, along with 21 other households, are moving into temporary housing in area motels.
All of the people going into interim housing today will have on-site supportive services, intensive case management, life skills development, and mental health supports at the location they're going to.
After hours of filling out paperwork, learning the rules, and meeting with a caseworker, they're finally shown their room. The tension of the day seems to fall away.
What did you think when you walked into this room, this air-conditioned room of your own?
To be honest,
yeah, be honest.
Thankful. I was extremely thankful, actually, that I get to fix my life up. Because, like, this was basically, like, what kind of stopped me in a sense. Not being able to, like, you know, on a daily basis shower or whatever and go look for a job or, like...
have a restroom.
Yeah, and all that.
LA County is banking on programs like Pathway Home to reduce the number of homeless encampments, which ballooned across the state during the COVID pandemic. It's resisted recent calls by Governor Gavin Newsom for cities and counties to adopt ordinances that would effectively ban encampments on public property.
It's time to take back the sidewalks. It's time to take these encampments and provide alternatives. It's time, I think, to just end the excuses.
Newsom's announcement is part of a broader trend toward more aggressive enforcement against homeless encampments across the state.
After a U.S. Supreme Court decision last June made it legal for governments to penalize sleeping and camping in public places, cities like San Francisco, Berkeley, and Oakland, some of the most liberal in the country, began to enforce and adopt measures aimed at curbing encampments. Last November, Garden Grove, a city in Orange County, passed a ban on public camping spearheaded by council member George Brightigam.
Do you think you're a model for other cities?
I know we are. I mean, we've got the best success. I do have fault if that's all cities are going to do is pass an ordinance and shoo off their problems to other cities. I think that's not a very responsible methodology.
Garden Grove had already successfully reduced its unhoused population of only a few hundred people by 39% between 2022 to 2024. It's something Brightigam attributes to providing services such as health care and a new regional shelter that offers drug treatment and job training.
We've got all the carrots, and we needed that stick to progress with the harder to get to homeless individuals.
Why did you feel like you needed the stick when you were already enjoying so much success?
You know, we know we're getting the easy ones now. The ones who are willing to cooperate, you're going to have less success when you're dealing with the hard people. And so how do you motivate people to take advantage of the programs? How do you motivate them if there's no consequences for their negative behavior?
We're not very heavy-handed on this ordinance at all.
Garden Grove police officer Jesse Lucatero says his unit prioritizes offering services and shelter and uses the ordinance as a last resort. He says they have issued fewer than a dozen citations since the law came into effect last December.
So like 99.9% of the time when we have like someone that's in violation of this camping ordinance, we get compliance and they will like willfully just move on.
For critics of public camping bans, forcing people to move on is more of a problem than a solution.
It's just like the leaf blowers. You blow the leaves to this side of the street and they blow them right back. That's all they're doing.
Before getting housing and becoming an advocate, Sean Pleasance lived in an encampment in Los Angeles' Koreatown for 10 years. He's been through encampment sweeps.
Sweeps are probably some of the most devastating events that you will encounter as a person living on the streets of Los Angeles. Your journey for housing just gets pushed back again because now you're back in survival mode. All that stuff resets every single time.
That's a pattern Dr. Absalon Galat has seen over and over again. Galat is head of LA County's Street Medicine and Mobile Clinic program, which treats 3,500 unsheltered patients a year.
A lot of my patients are always moving. And they're losing their medications, which are so important in maintaining their health, as well as their documentation that will actually help them go into housing, their IDs, the Social Security. You're taking away that support that people have for one another.
That cycle is made worse with incarceration, which critics warn will happen more often where public camping is made illegal.
I can sympathize with a lot of people who want to address the homelessness issue in California, but criminalizing homelessness and banning encampments is going to make the problem worse.
Dr. Salman Kamal researches the health impacts experienced when the homeless are put in jail.
People with a history of incarceration typically have a harder time finding jobs, finding housing. In the long term, these folks are going to be back out on the streets, they're going to be in a worse situation, and they're going to be farther away from housing.
And farther away from medical treatment.
The discharged people know.
Dr. Absalon Galat says overdose is the leading cause of death among the city's homeless population, and that programs like LA County's Pathway Home support recovery.
Before, our focus was, how can I keep you alive on the street as long as possible so you don't overdose? Our rates of success is much higher with our patients that have been in interim housing, because now they don't have to worry about where am I going to eat today, where am I going to sleep today.
County officials say they are seeing promising results overall. In the 2 years since Pathway Home launched, more than 1,600 people have moved into interim housing, and 1 in 5 are now in permanent homes. Back in his motel room, David Mendez, who also struggles with a substance use disorder, is already thinking ahead.
I allowed, my substance abuse, whatever, to just overtake the person.
What do you think you're going to get from here that goes beyond having this place? Like, what kind of services do you feel like they can connect you to?
I think the biggest one that matters to me right now is stop using, in a sense.
Mendez and Herrera said this could be the fresh start they need.
Was it a good day, Jacqueline?
Yeah, it was great. It's sort of I
think it was a great day, actually. I'm just happy.
2 Angelenos no longer unsheltered. Still, more than 52,000 others remain on the streets in this corner of the Golden State. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Stephanie Tsai in Los Angeles.